G'day Australia, I'm Korum E, helping a client today with a little troubleshooting with the Kicker plug and play amplifier. I wanted to share this with everybody because this is a common question we get about the plug and play amplifiers for VE Commodore. So I'll show you a couple of things here. I'm going to flip the camera around. We've got the amplifier here and we've accessed the side of the audio unit. So we've got the VE Series 2 audio unit up here. Now, to access the connector for the VE Series 2 audio unit, it's just up in here. It's very easy to access. You simply clip down this side panel off the side of the tunnel and then pop this panel away. It's very easy, it's just a couple of clips, no fasteners. That whole panel will pop away and gives you access to the original audio unit plug. Now, this is the original audio unit plug here, which docks into the side of the factory audio unit. You need to release this to install one of our plug and play amplifier systems. So in this vehicle where the client has purchased the Kicker plug and play amp, he was having some trouble getting it docked into the side connector here. So it's just showing how this happens, and I wanted to share a little video for the other people out there in DIY land that are having the same issue. So we undock the factory one by unclipping this release key. That's a bit tricky to see. This little release key here is at the bottom of the dock plug. The dock plug is mounted in this way, and you need to clip that. See these little arrows here on the side? That lets you access these release buttons. You can push the two release buttons and you can open that clip up and out, and that will undock. It's called a quad lock connector. So the lock, of course, is this little part, and the quad is due to the functions on here. It's got 4 quadrants of interface that go through to the factory head unit. So it's quad lock connector. Once you release that, the factory head unit will power down because that's the power connector and speaker connector. Everything is on there at once. Then you can clip in the plug and play interface that is supplied with your plug and play kit from Audiocom.Online or universalfuse.com. So this is the plug and play interface that we've supplied with this Kicker key amplifier. Now, one of the ends of that connector plug into the original dock plug, and the quad lock connector goes back in and clips into place. The other end plugs into the factory head unit up here in the same spot that the quad lock connector came out of course. It's an interceptor harness, and that plugs in the same way with a lock mechanism that locks into place. So you put the plug up into that little dock. Hang on, let me show you that while I got it out. So there's your factory plug connector. So we're going to put that up in there. Now I'm currently doing this with my goofy left hand, and I'm not left-handed, so we'll see how this works out. There we go. That is now in, and then you lock the lock connector into place. See that last little action and motion? That is now plugged in and locked away for the Kicker key amplifier. Now, you do need to connect this manual ground connection, connect to a nice bolt point, because we're just actually doing a sneaky little power up test. I've just wedged that onto there now, and I'm just going to quickly power that up. So you'll see the lights jump into action on the Kicker key amp, and then moments later, we get audio. Don't judge me on that shitty song, it's just the radio. So that's it, we're now fully plugged in. That amplifier has power, it has ground from a ground point. It's taking a signal from the head unit into the amplifier. The amplifier is doing its work and sending the amplified process signal back out, back into the car's original loom. This particular amplifier is a bit smarter than your average amplifier bear. It is literally a smart amplifier. It analyzes, processes, and modifies the signal for optimal audio performance. It's got a lot of settings and adjustments on the amplifier itself. We will usually pre-configure these for you, but just to point out something, if we haven't, see these little switches here on the side? You need to adjust this, if we haven't already pre-configured it for you, for auto turn on. There's a little switch just there, a little dip switch called auto turn on. It needs to be switched to, let's see what the setting is. 12 volt DC, 12 volt or DC. It needs to be switched to DC. So auto turn on needs to be switched to DC, and then that will let the amplifier auto switch on when it detects audio, which will happen as soon as the head unit turns on, and then it can process and amplify. Now the kicker key amplifier, pretty smart bit of kit. It comes with a microphone. You strap the microphone to the headrest to simulate the listening position of where your head will be when you're driving, and you let it run its tuning procedure. All the instructions are there on the kicker key website, not in the box. You have to go to the website for the instructions on how to run the self-tuning process, and then it will self-adjust and self-tune for optimal listening in the car based on the speakers and the sound environment, other things that you've got in the car, whether it's a ute, whether it's a sedan, stuff like that. It does it all itself. Very, very clever little kit, and you can get it at Audiocom.Online. I hope this has helped you learn a few things. I hope this has helped our client Rob, I think it was Rob that we were helping out here? Rod Young. We're just helping him figure out how to get that all plugged in on his rig, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Take it easy.